Coach, what did you see on the 2-point play that you like to run that zone or the option right there?
Well, every week we put together a goal line playlist, and usually your two best goal line playlist plays, maybe your three best, are your choices for the 2-point play. And we had one that we were going to run out of our base offense in trips, but we scored with the RB in one game this year. The other one that we ran, that same play, was the touchdown catch that won the Miami game. So we had that play produce 2 touchdowns for us in 2 of the last 4 games. And Clemson's an excellent staff, and I just felt like that wasn't going to be the right call at the 3-yard line, because what they do defensively, it could create some issues at the 3. We like that play maybe from the 7 or the 10, but that was one of the calls. The reason we didn't go with it is I just think they had their guys coached up. They knew that we ran that twice. It was productive for us down there. So it really was the third choice. The second choice was the play we ran, and the first choice for us as the 2-point play, we exhausted that trying to score. That was the catch that Vargas caught, the great catch on the 1-inch line there. So that would have been my first choice as the 2-point play.
Was that option play the same one you used for a 2-point conversion?
No, and everybody kept saying that. We ran straight speed option at South Carolina on a 2-point conversion. And it was a check by Sam Howell. So we had a play called, and if they gave us a certain look where we had great numbers, he made the call to run the speed option. We ran a very simple speed option, and he optioned off the D end, and he didn't have to pitch it. He worked off the D end, and then he scored. This one was a true triple option play. So we could have given the ball to Javonte. We could pull it if the end crashed, and we were going to pitch off the safety, the defensive end at Clemson made a great play. I mean, he did. He came down, gave us enough of a look where Sam pulled it, and then rocked back out, and just athletically he tracked Sam back down the line of scrimmage and got to him before Sam was able to square his shoulders and get upfield. And he tried to muscle it in. He gave it his best effort. I don't know how he got that ball out to try and even pitch it at the end when he was wrapped up, but the safety triggered to the pitch man, so Sam had to keep it, and the DN caught him. That's what happened on the triple option.
Do you have to fight against dwelling on maybe why that play didn't work, or maybe why you didn't choose something else, or it's just another play that's what happened?
I mean, there's nothing to dwell on. I had 3 choices. One of them I just thought schematically was going to be well worked on and well defended. We carried it into the game to run it from further out. It was a choice because it's been such a good play for us, but I don't think it was the right move down there. The play that we really wanted to use, when you're driving to score the touchdown to keep yourself in the game at the end there, we were in a 9-minute or an 8.5-minute drive that stemmed most of the quarter and got us all the way down to the 1-inch line. The play that got us to the 1-inch line was really our top 2-point play, but at that point, the priority is to score the touchdown, and then, you worry about the 2-point after that. So it didn't get us in. It got us to the 1-inch line. Javonte punched it in after that, and so we had to go to our second choice, and it was the triple option. But I have confidence in the player. I wouldn't have called it. So it's a great call, and I'm a genius when we score, and it's a terrible call and when we don't. And obviously I'm not happy that we didn't get in, but right now my focus is on Georgia Tech. That's what I would expect out of our players, and that's what I need to do.
And moving forward, regardless of the result of the play, what do you think it does for your guys to see that decisiveness and Max saying over and over that he would do it every time?
Well, I think right now, we have, I don't know the numbers. I didn't look at them. I'm going to guess we're 9 of 11 on 4th down or 7 of 9 on 4th down. And that is Coach Brown's aggressiveness. It changes how I call 3rd down. If we have 3rd down and 8 and I have 2 downs, I may call a play to get us 5 or 6 yards because I know after a certain point we're going to have 4 downs. So it helps me be a better play caller. It doesn't necessarily mean that we always have to try and get to the sticks on 3rd and 8. So where our 3rd and long, percentage is a little lower, it gets better when we get all those 4th downs that we've had. And the fact that he calls the game so aggressively helps my job as a play caller. And, so going for the 2 and going for the win after playing Clemson so well here, I think is just in theme with the way he's called just about every game.
Phil, does that aggressiveness, is that something that he laid out early, saying we're going to be aggressive, we're going to go for it, and therefore it helps you with scheming during the week, or is it just a game day type feel?
No, it's from the get-go. When he had this discussion with us, it's his mindset. It's based on some statistical analysis, but it's also based on the fact that he has confidence in our players, both on the offensive side and on the defensive side, and he has confidence in the plan that the staff comes up with each week, and he's going to try and win every football game. And I think I don't think you'll see that change. That's his philosophy, and that's our staff's philosophy.
What did you like from the offensive line and the running backs for your rush game? It seemed like they performed a little better.
You know, that was the best thing that came out of this game. For the first time, I thought there was legitimate continuity up front. We battled a very good defensive line. We did a number of things up front. We did some progressive things. You know, we made some adjustments and we did some things that we hadn't done maybe in weeks prior, and we were physical. And so that was a huge positive from the game. It allowed the running backs to beat the line of scrimmage, and then you know Michael and Javonte are so talented that if you can beat the line of scrimmage, and I've said that a number of times, if you can beat the line of scrimmage with those guys, you have a good shot at running the football.
You get Charlie. Could you see the impact he had coming back in?
Yeah, you know, and I said this in the staff room too. Charlie helped us physically on the field, but Charlie also, just his presence on the sideline and his leadership and the fact that he was back, and you know, there's an incredible value to Charlie off the field as well. And I thought we kind of felt that on Saturday too, especially with the offensive line.
You guys had some success with some of those inside runs. How much better was Ed Montilus this week than the week before?
It was better. You know, Coach Cyril's, like all of our guys, we're spelling people. You know, we're rep counting, and you know, we're trying to get some rest to those guys who really need it. You have some players that can just go, and they can get all 85 reps, and you know, they won't be as fresh though as if you give them 60. You know what I mean? And then you have others that can't, and just, you know, these big men are carrying 305, 310, 315 pounds, and you know, we're running in tempo, and so we're doing a good job now. I think we have continuity at the front five. We're rolling through the guys to give them a break when we need to. We're settling down at center. You know, we've got much better overall. The word is continuity for the offensive line, and so I think and this is what I've been waiting for as a coordinator, is I think we're ready to take another step offensively here, and I think it's going to open up some things for our skill players.
On with that, Mac mentioned that going to the huddle was a little bit of a way to maybe save some of those guys a little bit more. Was it also a means to shrink the game a little bit?
It did a few things. I think it helps us kind of conceal what we're trying to signal. I think it helps us slow the game down to minimize reps for the defense. I think it, you know, another benefit that we got on Saturday was it gave our guys a little bit time to breathe. It was a little bit of an adjustment though, because our guys are used to going, and they want to go, and they know what the advantage is when the other side is more fatigued than we are. But those were three of the advantages that we got out of game planning and getting ready for Clemson, and I thought it worked and helped us the way we wanted it to on Saturday.
Was there a concern with Clemson trying to take signals? Is that always a concern?
Oh, I don't know. That's a concern every week with anybody. You know, that is what it is, part of the game. But it did give us a little bit of rest too, and I think it also gave Sam maybe a little bit of an opportunity to interact with the guys a little bit, and that's something you lose when you're in no huddle. But you know, and then one other thing I think is changing the tempo for us, because we went some tempo in between some of our sugar huddle stuff, and that changeup was an advantage for us. A few times we popped some bigger runs because we got lined up and we snapped it before they got lined up. So there were a number of things that we were hoping to get from it, and it worked for us on Saturday.
Were you able to get something from him and him from you when he was coming over to the sideline to get the play calls from you?
Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got told that, look, the old school, like 30, 40 years ago, when that's how you used to run plays in. But when he's close enough and he's on the boundary, you know, we interact a lot with signals and in body language. but he was close, and we didn't mind. We were trying to draw the clock down, so to bring him over and be able to converse with him a little bit about what we wanted to do was just helpful. I don't see us doing a lot of that, but Saturday it was an advantage, and so we did it.
You mentioned old school. Were there times where you actually send somebody in with the play? Like,
We did that one time. I think Javante looked at me like I was losing my mind, but we gave him a play, and they're not used to it. That's not what we do. But we wanted to get Javante out there. I gave him the play, so I didn't have to signal it, and it was a productive play for us, so it went just fine.
Because that 1 minute drive, did that 9 minute drive, did you think that might take the whole game, the rest of the game like that?
You don't ever plan a 9-minute drive, but the fact that we were in some of the sugar huddle stuff, it took some more time. The fact that we exhausted all 4 downs to turn the chains a couple of times, that takes some time. And it just happened to work out that way. I think when we were down there with 2:20 left, Coach Brown and I were actually talking about, he brought up to me, hey, let's see if we can drain this the whole way. You know, the priority there was scoring. The second priority was trying to drain that clock so we didn't have to put Jay back out on the field with the defense. And it's a credit to the offense, put the drive, I think it was 15, 16 plays. And, they've done that a few times. We need to finish them. You know, that's where we want to be.
At what point did you know Charlie was going to play?
Pretty early in the week.
How did you find out?
Well, I mean, he tested it. They put a club on, and as the week went on, he just felt good about it and decided that he was going to take a shot at it, and he felt good on Saturday, and so he played, and I think he played fairly well.
What does he mean to this offensive line?
Charlie? Well, I mean, he's the veteran. He's the oldest guy. He's probably one of our most consistent players. I think those guys in the room look up to him. So, as I said earlier, he was as much of a presence there on the sideline as he was a player, and so he was a benefit twofold. I mean, those guys were glad just to have him back and have his leadership back, and then he was productive on the field for us. So it's good to have Heck back in the lineup.
Coach, Georgia Tech's allowed the most rushing yards in the ACC, but allowed the fewest passing yards. What have you seen out of their defense as you look forward to?
It's deceiving because a lot of people have chosen to run the ball on them. So they're running the ball a lot. That helps their pass defense. And I think we're going to do what we always do. We're going to try to establish the run game, okay? And we're going to try to establish the line of scrimmage. And then beyond that, if they give something up, we'll try and take it. And if that means through the air, it'll be through the air. If they're going to let us run the football all day, then we'll run the football. It's just it's hard to tell you what we're going to do game plan wise until we get out there on Saturday, because really what they do dictates where we will attack.
What have you seen that they've done well through these early weeks?
The game that we're watching the most is their game against Clemson, and I thought there's some guys up on that defensive line that are twitchy and they can change direction and they're physical. 97 being one of them. 52 does a good job. 89 is a guy that comes in on the second tier, and he does a good job. 41 is a lighter guy, but he has great speed and great change of direction. He can be a headache on the edge. So they actually play Clemson very hard, I thought, especially early on in the game. And so they're concerned. We've got our hands full up front. In the secondary, they haven't been challenged as much, I think, because of the fact that they've been giving up some run plays. And, if we have an opportunity to challenge them with some of our people, we will. If we're running the ball well, you may see us do that for 4 quarters.